Okay. So from sheet 2, let's copy paste these over to sheet 3. Now we're going to generate those lift charts and stuff like that. Okay, so let's get the y and y hat of k equal to 16, and then the y and y hat. Okay, the y is the same for both. Okay, so let's clear that. Now we do the case numbers. So now we have the data that is available, that we need all set up. Okay, and remember, these y hats come from SAS. Here with when you export data, all right, the test data, and here is this predicted MED V equal to 1. Okay, so that's the data. So we have that already set up here. Okay. Now, decile wise means you're going to divide the data into 10. Okay. But we're going to do the other one, ventile or something, 20 for SAS, right? So the first thing to do is to sort this data by what? How do you sort the data? By what? Y hat. And it should be right. Okay. And you do the same thing here as well. Y hat. Now just smallest. Okay, so then you set up your pivot table. Okay, insert pivot table. Okay, so this is for k equal to 16. Let's go ahead and set it up. Right here, if you set it up here and put case number, all of this will get erased out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up over here, and then we will move it. Okay, let's do it in a place where there is nothing below the cell, so nothing will get cleared out. So I'm going to select that cell, and then we will move the pivot table where we want it. Okay. So now here is where, okay, there are two ways in which this can be done, and SAS does it both ways. Okay. But we want, once it is sorted, we want to divide it into exactly or as close to equal number of sections, right? 10 of them for decile wise or 20 of them. So 5% of the cases, 5% of the cases, 5% of the cases, and so on. So for that, you should use the case number in the rows and then group them. Okay, so there are 153 of them. So if you group them as 15.3, that will give you 10 equal number of cases, approximately, as close to equal as possible. If you want 20, then you have to divide this by another 2, so which will be what? 7.6 or something. Alright, so we want to be sure, so we can then see how many we have. So we have 20 of them. Okay. So now we have 20 bins. Now, if you want just plain old lift chart, okay, all you have to do now is within these bins are now in the order of y hat. They have been, the case numbers are, case number 1 is for the largest y hat, and case number 153 is for the smallest y hat. So it's arranged in that fashion. So you bring in the y value. All right. Now, if all you want is a plain bar chart for lift, then this is all you need. You change this to y bar average. Okay. So when you do that, then pivot table automatically averages. So I'm going to change the number format to say 2 decimal places. So now the average that you see here is the overall average, okay, automatically. So then your lift is the average within the bin divided by the overall average. So that's it. So y 6 divided by y26. Right? And absolute reference that, then you get your lift, right? Okay, so then you go and do your bar chart, then you have your lift.